Way out there, full zoom, can't even see me.
Oh, is that there?
Way out there.
Well, welcome back everyone. We're here at the O'Neill house. It's pretty out right now, but it's been raining all morning, and judging by the weather, looks like it's gonna rain again. We have got a big pipe swell coming tonight into tomorrow, but as you can see right now, there's not really much surf. There is a killer little sandbar down here that Corey Lopez is out with his kids, Luke and Alana. I think I'm gonna go hop in the water, join in with them. But really what we're looking for is this tiny bit of northeast swell is about to be overtaken by a giant northwest swell for pipeline. So what we're gonna see is, you know, small waves now and big waves by dark. Pipe Masters should run tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, right now it's just kind of a waiting game until tomorrow. Pretty excited to show you guys how fast it jumps up. So I'm gonna fly the drone up, get a shot to compare now till tonight, and after I go surf, I'll see you guys this evening as we watch the swell build. Well, as soon as I hit the water, the swell got too big, like it ruined the sandbar wave. But there's a cool little novelty wave from all the swell that's filling in. Grab a boogie boarder. Let's go. Yes, handy cam. Soul's ready. All right, I'm gonna grab a bigger leash. Crane vlog, crane vlog. All right, well, it's too windy for me to fly my drone right now. Can't really show y'all the comparison shot. But the swell just picked up. The first legit set came through, and because pipeline's all sand, it just grinded. It looked insane. Sully and I are gonna go out. I'm gonna just take the GoPro, and Crane, I think, is gonna film with the handy cam. Let's go get some waves. There hasn't been like really good waves since that set. We got a couple little ones. Time to go eat dinner. Hopefully in the morning. So, it's 6:15 in the morning. It's dark, as you can't see, and well, it's just dark. Well, as it's getting lighter, the waves are looking worse. Oh, here comes the first real set. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on the, I can't remember. This set is actually hitting the pipeline, but it is terrible. Yep, that's terrible. That's really unfortunate. Well, wow, that set was like the best angled set and it just fell apart. How are those coffees?
Huh?
How are those coffees?
Pretty good.
Beautiful day.
Probably like $300,000 worth of camera gear in there. Right?
Yeah.
Over there.
We got them.
Each body is like, what, 5K? Each lens is
We got-
ranging from...
They're working for Lane.
Yeah. That's my insurance.
Yeah, that's my answer. You guys get a shot, just let me know.
Well, thought we were gonna be surfing pipeline this morning before the Pipe Masters. But now it kind of looks like the Pipe Masters might not even be running. So I have no idea what today is gonna hold. It's just really windy. There's like a lot of swell for other waves. It'd be a decent pipe day if there wasn't any sand on the reef, but there's too much sand. We've been watching it for 2.5 hours, and I've seen maybe a handful of waves that actually even barreled, kind of. For now, you can go get some breakfast, because the waves are, I'm not going surfing. Although there's kind of like this beach park wave right here. I might go surf that. So what we got right here is this wave called O'Neill Tint Lefts, or OTL for short. Now, you're not gonna find it on any maps in the surf world, but that's what it is because of our tint and where the wave breaks. As I showed you, pipeline's not happening today. The event has been officially called off. There's a fun looking ramp out front, some peaks. Ian Crane just ran out. I'm gonna go join him, have a good little session. We're officially counting down the days till I go home. Gonna go milk some surfing while I'm here, have some fun. I've lost the plot. I've been here for 5 weeks now, and I just, at this point, in the last 2 days, we've all here at the house just like, all right, we're ready to go home. Ready for a change of pace. Just been doing the same thing over and over, and it's time to go home. But first, we're gonna go catch a couple waves. Sun finally came out, gorgeous evening. The waves are okay. There's actually still a little wave out front at OTL. And there has been a couple random little tubes at Pipeline. The swell has kind of organized itself compared to earlier. And the weather has chilled out. The wind fell down. It's pretty, there's no rain. I mean, it rained pretty much. We came in from Beach Park because there was a big squall coming, and it's rained since then until now. I'm just enjoying this evening, soaking up these sunsets. Hey, wait, it's Jacob Vanderwerk. Jacob! Scotty Hammonds! Yeah, boys. That was a nice high five, boys. For anyone that doesn't know, Jacob lived at my house there for a few months with Fisher Heverly back in 2012. We did some whole lot of filming. He's from San Clemente. He films with Kolohe and Griffin mostly nowadays. But anyway, beautiful evening on the North Shore. You know, last night we thought pipe would turn on. Today we thought pipe was gonna fire. Got up early and there's too much sand. When there's too much sand, the wave closes out. There's rips and it's not good. There's too much sand. If there was no sand, contest would have ran. We would have got to surf before and after and it would have been sick, but that's just the way it goes. So we'll see how this thing unfolds. I'm gonna just soak in this sunset right now, relax, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, I wanted to touch on something because yesterday was a complete learning experience for me and I really wasn't gonna share any of what happened, but because I learned something, I figured I should share it with others so maybe they'll think about it. Last night I came in from Pipeline, had a couple tubes, it was fun. I got to the beach and everyone up here in the O'Neill tent, I mean, there was just a whole bunch of guys up here and they all started whistling and waving at me and pointing out to sea. Well, there was this huge rip current that was sucking from the beach all the way out to Second Reef Pipeline. I wasn't thinking of that. I thought they were just messing with me saying like, oh, go get another one. Cause like I was really amped about going surfing and then it got so bad. So I thought they were just messing with me. Corey's son Luke sprinted down and said, no, there's a swimmer out there. And I look and I spotted this bodyboarder that's like out at Second Reef. And I was like, well, that must be who they're talking about. So I just hopped in the water and started paddling. I'm like, the guy looked fine. I was like, I'll at least go like, just see what's going on. Maybe he's good. In all honesty, if you're that far out in a rip, you don't have a clue what's going on. So I finally get out to the guy. He's way outside, full Second Reef. And I ask him if he's okay, and he's super calm, and he's just like, I got stuck in this rip and I can't get in. I should have known that just the fact that he was in that rip meant he didn't know what was going on, but part of me gave him the benefit of the doubt and assumed he was out bodyboarding when there was swell, and at least like, maybe he just got tired or got pounded and sucked out and just was tired. I don't know, I kind of assumed that and I shouldn't have. So I gave him my leash and I started paddling him in. Halfway in, when he wasn't letting go and paddling himself, I realized this guy was really, you know, worn out. I get 3/4 of the way in and someone helps me pull him the rest of the way. Well, then we get to the inside and my feeble mind just assumes he's like, at least got some knowledge to like duck dive a little wave. We go to punch through this wave that comes and he gets off his board. And then the next wave, Corey said, was like one of the biggest waves that had come in a long time. And it landed right on us and the guy went over the falls. And there was nothing I could do. Like, we just got caught in a bad spot. But unfortunately, I wasn't cautious enough coming into the impact zone, even though it was only like not much swell at Beach Park. I wasn't cautious enough because I assumed that the guy could at least, at that point, having held on to my leash for so long and me pulling him in, you know, ride a whitewater in. Well, turns out he was only playing on the inside and the rip sucked him all the way out. He did not have a clue what was going on. And I ended up, after he got pounded by that wave, he was saying he was having a hard time catching his breath, so I held on to him while we got pounded by the next wave. And then we could touch, and so I spaced myself from him just in case he tried to push me under. I spaced myself from him, came up, held on to him again, and we were able to come in. And yeah, he ended up like throwing up water, and he was in trouble. And if the guys up here hadn't noticed him, I mean, there was a lot of people on the beach that saw what was happening, and he was on a boogie board, so he was okay. It wasn't like his life was on the line, but he needed help. So it's always good to pay attention to stuff like that. And most importantly, the reason I'm sharing this with you, it's good to never assume. Do not assume that just because someone's being calm, they're actually okay. I did, and I regret it because I probably would have like approached the impact zone a little more cautiously, even though there really was nothing we could do. It was just this set that popped up like boom out of nowhere. I still think I would have like got near the impact zone, prepped him for what we were gonna do, and then came in, but I just assumed he had a clue, and just coming in, we'd be okay. So he made it to the beach. He was fine. His family was very thankful, and yeah, I mean, it was a team effort. Like I heard Eric Geiselman was actually running to the lifeguard tower to tell them, but the lifeguards were off duty at that point. So he was gonna grab a soft top, and then he saw me already on my way out there. And you know, people were keeping an eye, and that's what's cool about the North Shore is like, it's such a dangerous place. Everyone's got eyes on what's going on. And never be afraid to help, and never be afraid to ask questions. I wish I asked that guy more questions and prepared myself and knew exactly the state of mind he was in, because I assumed and I was wrong, and it made it a, you know, it was what it was. We needed to get blasted in, and in hindsight, maybe because we got blasted in, he definitely won't put himself in that situation again. But yeah, just always be looking out for others. And if you do go to help someone, always ask as many questions as you can so you know where their state of mind's at and how you need to help them the right way. So it was a learning experience for me. Hopefully, you know, someone that sees this can take something from that. And yeah, anyway, just thought I'd share that. So I'm gonna let you guys go from here, and sun's about to pop out. I'm gonna fly the drone up because it's just perfect for it, and just gonna take it in. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See y'all next time.